guys, welcome to my first fun facts video. Today we're going to be diving into the 1991 film Hook, directed by Steven Spielberg. Stars Robin Williams as Peter Banning, a family man who is more focused on his career as a lawyer than spending time with his family. When he and his family take a trip to London to visit his adoptive grandmother, his children Jack and Maggie are kidnapped by Captain Hook. Peter then has to travel to Neverland, where he finds out he's the real Peter Pan. This movie was sort of Steven Spielberg's love letter to the original story, Peter and Wendy, written by J.M. Barrie. His mother used to read it to him as a bedtime story every night, and he just absolutely loved the book. So here are some fun facts that maybe you didn't know about the movie Hook. Around 1985, Steven Spielberg got to work creating a live adaptation of Peter Pan. In the film's early production days, it was more of a traditional Peter Pan story based on the book and the Disney animated movie, with Peter and Wendy as children going on adventures in Neverland. Originally, the movie was produced by Walt Disney Pictures, then passed down to Paramount until the project was finally taken to TriStar Pictures. Hook's co-writer Nick Castle, who, fun fact, also played Michael Myers in Halloween, Nick wanted to take a new angle on the story, with the idea of looking into a grown Peter Pan who has become a lawyer, returns to Neverland with no idea of ever actually being Peter Pan. This idea actually came from Nick Castle's 3-year-old who drew a picture of a crocodile eating Captain Hook, to which his son said Captain Hook didn't die, he got away. His son would further ask his father, did Peter Pan ever grow up? Which got Castle thinking, what if, like all of the other baby boomers who are now in their 40s, Pan too had grown up, what would that be like? So, Hook became more of a sequel to the Peter Pan legend. Spielberg actually dropped out of the project because his first child was about to be born, and he didn't want to put any of his movies before his child. Nick Castle was then brought on board as the movie's director, and that's when he changed the movie from a retelling of Peter Pan to more of a sequel to the Peter and Wendy book and the 1953 Disney animated movie. However, Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman weren't seeing eye to eye with Nick Castle, so he was given $500,000 to leave the project, and his name was still attached to the movie as a co-writer. At this stage, Spielberg was happy to return to the movie's production. In the mid-80s, Spielberg envisioned Michael Jackson playing Peter Pan. Jackson was on board with this because he was also a huge fan of Peter Pan. However, when the story changed to an older Peter Pan, Michael Jackson lost interest in the project. And that's when the legendary Robin Williams took over the part in an unforgettable performance. Hook was originally intended to be a musical. Spielberg approached longtime collaborator John Williams and asked him to write some songs for the movie, to which he did. However, as the movie's production went on, it was decided to make Hook a contemporary fantasy instead. 2 songs were written by Williams with the intention of Hook being a musical were still used in the movie, those songs being We Don't Want to Grow Up, which was seen at the school play at the start of the movie, and the song When You're Alone, which was sung by the Maggie character halfway through the movie. Carrie Fisher helped write the script. Spielberg felt that 2 of the characters in Hook were underdeveloped, Hook and Tinkerbell. So to flesh out the characters, he got some help from other writers. Malia Scotch Marmo worked on Hook's dialogue, and Carrie Fisher was brought on board to rewrite Tinkerbell's dialogue. She also has a cameo in the movie. She and George Lucas played the floating kissing couple on the streets when Tinkerbell and Peter fly over them. Hook actually has several cameos. Phil Collins as a London police inspector, Glenn Close is one of Hook's pirates, and Gwyneth Paltrow plays a young Wendy. Despite not so good reviews, the movie was a massive hit. Critics were pretty harsh to the movie, which was, in my opinion, unfair. Hook is a fun adventure movie for kids, and it gives the Peter Pan story a fresh and interesting take. Ironically, a common complaint about the movie was that it didn't feel original or like it had anything new to offer, which makes you wonder if these critics even watched the movie. It does something entirely new with the Peter Pan story. What if Pan did actually grow up and forgot who he was? Has to find his inner child in order to save his kids, with it acting as a sequel to the story as opposed to an adaptation or retelling. Despite the criticisms, the movie was a mega hit, making $300 million at the box office, and it was the 6th highest grossing movie of 1991. Hook has become a cult classic adored by those who grew up watching it, like myself. Personally, this is one of my all-time favorite movies. What were some of your favorite scenes from the movie, and did I miss any fun facts that you might know? If so, please feel free to leave it down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.